everyone, thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin Hippos. This is Star the Flippin Hippo. Today is Monday, February 4th. Y'all know what Monday means. It is time for What Sold on eBay. As always, I'm going to do a walkthrough with you guys on our Instagram post from the week and show you how many sales we had each day. And then I'll show you some of the highlights of the week, our best sales, some BOLOs for you guys. Before we get into this, full disclosure, in the spirit of 100% transparency, we had a bad week last week as far as how much we listed. Sales were okay, surprisingly, because we did not list a lot. Typically, Keith and I will list 150 a week between the two of us. It'll be closer to 200 if we're really jamming and hustling. And then we have weeks where one of us or both of us don't list a lot. We're busy with other things, and that number will drop down to like 100 or 110 listings for the entire week between the two of us. Last week, you guys, we only listed like 80 items between the two of us. I'm not here to make excuses. I just wanted to tell you that we only listed 80 items last week. There really isn't any excuses. We knew that we weren't listing a lot. It wasn't necessarily on purpose, but we had a lot of other stuff going on that we were handling. And so we were just listing a couple or a handful every day just to keep that activity going in our store alive. But we really didn't list a lot. 80 for the whole week between two people is pretty poopy. But like I said, we knew it was happening. We just had a lot going on. So that said, we've also been dropping the total amount of listings we have on eBay drastically. We're just going through, we're taking a lot of the older items out. We are redoing a lot of items. We're just revamping the store. This is something we did last year at the beginning of the year, and it seemed to help. Like, I'm thinking like maybe, sorry for that long pause, I was just trying to think. Like last January, we kind of did this where we dropped our listing, our total overall number pretty drastically as we were filtering out some older stuff and taking stuff down to re-photograph it or redo it. And it took us until probably the end of February, beginning of March, but then we saw a huge increase in sales from March all the way through the summer, probably until about the time we went to eBay Open. I don't know, it could have been a coincidence because we all know March is a really good month for used clothing resellers. It's like our Q4. But I think overall it does help if, you know, once or twice a year you just kind of go through your store with a critical eye, and anything that's old and dragging you down, just get rid of it and redo some stuff. Hindsight is always 20/20, and when you look back at your older stuff, sometimes you see how you can do it better, or sometimes you see that you just need to liquidate it off in auctions or redonate it, however you guys get rid of your stuff. So we are down, we're 1,700 and something. I want to say probably 1,750, around that amount of listings. So last week, between dropping our listings dramatically from like almost 2,000 down to 1,750, and hardly listing, I'm actually surprised that we sold as much as we did, but we did. And we had a pretty good weekend. Not as good as last weekend, but overall, considering everything, I feel like we did really, really good. And a lot of that could be getting rid of that dead weight. And that you can get dragged down if you get too many people looking at your store without a click-through or a conversion. So if people are coming to your store all the time and looking at your items, but no one's actually buying them, that can trigger something within Cassini to let her know that those items are not desirable. Lots of folks looking at it, nobody wants to buy it. Lots of traffic coming to your store, but nobody's making a sale. So you're not having any kind of conversion with the traffic in your store. That can trigger something to Cassini to let her know that not, you know, those particular items or your store are not desirable, and it can hinder you as far as the search algorithm goes. So perhaps we did as well as we did in spite of it because we dropped off all those really old dead listings and just left the really good stuff. And like I said, we were listing a handful a day of our newer, better items or whatever, and that could have helped. It could have stopped all of the traffic coming in on those items that weren't getting bought, that were dragging us down as far as not having conversions. So that could be it. It happened last year when we did it. Like I said, we dropped a bunch of dead crap and started selling more. So something just to think about. I may do a whole entire video more in depth on that and the thinking behind it and how you go about trying to get a higher conversion rate and not having items in your store that drag you down. But that's like the basic gist of it. So that was a lot of what we were working on last week, was just getting rid of all the dead weight. And we had a lot of other projects going on, and we had Keith's birthday, so we had a lot of family things. So we just had a lot going on. So in addition to dropping all those listings, we weren't listing a lot, but it could have helped that we dropped a lot, or we just could have been, lucky and still kept our sales up. Who knows? I think like every time we have something that we do that's successful, it's kind of like, well, was it really, or was it a quinky dink? You know what I mean? But if things work, I'll keep doing them. And if they don't, then I'll try something new. Kind of like that old adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But if it is broke, you better find out what's wrong and fix it, right? All right, so let's just jump right into this video, you guys. I have been rambling on long enough, and you guys came to see the sales. All right, so this is last weekend. 34 sales. That was amazing. That was a killer weekend, y'all. 8 of those were Poshmark sales, which is really, really good for us. Tuesday, we had 8 eBay sales, and that was a really good Tuesday for us. Tuesday is typically our slow day. So that was really good. And then Wednesday, we only had 5 sales, and 1 was canceled, so we only sent 4. And that would more likely be normal for a Tuesday for us. So that was kind of a bad Wednesday. But we had a good Tuesday, so trade off. And then Thursday, we had 5 sales. And Friday, we had 6 sales. 1 was Poshmark. And then over the weekend, we had 26 sales that we sent out in 24 packages. Technically, we had 28 sales over the weekend. One of the sales, the guy is saying he bought it by accident and he's refusing to pay. And the other one, before it was even shipped out, she opened a free return and said she changed her mind. I don't even know what was, like, why didn't she just cancel her order? But whatever. Actual paid for items that went out, we had 26 sales. 5 of those were Poshmark. So that was a pretty decent weekend considering our overall listings dropped and we weren't that active last week. Let's look at some of the highlights of the week. As always, we're going to start with the plush because they're my favorite. This Goofy. Goofy's cute. So Goofy's been around for a little while. And I took a best offer on him of 12, I believe. He's just a little one. He's not that big. I want to say maybe I even took 10 for him. He didn't weigh anything. It was 10 or 12. Let's just say 10. Whatever. Took a best offer. And off Goofy went to his new forever home. He was one that I got for 50 cents. This is Donkey Kong. Some of you will recognize this big old ape or gorilla from the Nintendo game Donkey Kong. I found this guy in South Carolina in a Goodwill when we were road tripping back from Florida in October. He was 25 cents, but he weighed a pound. So I did charge shipping on him. I took a best offer of $14 because we kind of went back and forth for a while. And I decided, you know what? He cost me $0.25 and they're paying shipping. 14 is good enough for me. So off he went. He went in a box, a free priority box, since they paid shipping. I think the total for the whole order was like $22. These are just my size jeans that haven't been around for a long time. I am finding that a lot of the just my size and Lane Bryant plus size jeans are having a really high sell-through rate for me, and they're flipping pretty fast. I feel like every time I list these, they're selling quick. It's like I show them to you guys in a haul, and within a week or two, I'm showing them to you guys on a Monday night that they sold. So these are definitely hot. I would say they're a bolo, but don't get excited and race to the bottom on them or anything, because you can get good money. Just My Size is like a Kmart brand, but it is a really good plus size brand. Women who are plus size love this brand. And women who got used to their styles, the way they fit, the way they feel, they just love them. And they'll come online to look for them because they really can't find them anymore. Most Kmart's are out of business. I did hear someone say you can get the Just My Size at Walmart as well. But I've done well with the shirts and everything too. So I paid 99 cents for these, and they sold for $23.75 within a couple weeks. Here's the Lane Bryants I sold over the weekend. These I also paid 99 cents for. And Lane Bryant is another brand that specializes in plus size clothing. They're a really good brand. A lot of women really enjoy the Lane Bryant clothing that wear the plus size. And again, they have a following. People like the way they fit, the way they feel, their style, and they will specifically look for the Lane Bryant, especially the ones with this, it's like a spandex stretchy waistband. They call it their tighter tummy technology. These I paid 99 cents for and sold for $26. And they sold within, like, I want to say within a month. I can't remember exactly how quick they were, but they did not get relisted. This White House Black Market corset side zip was $1, and I believe this is the one. Yes, this is the one I found in Florida at a flea market when I went with Casey, the Rockstar Flipper, and Sydney and our friend Colleen, and we found the guy selling all these clothes for $1. So it's been around for a couple months, but that's pretty typical for White House Black Market. It's a little, it's always been kind of long tail, but I find that it's getting more long tail. I think White House Black Market is one of those brands that's gotten kind of saturated, and a lot of people have raced it to the bottom. I did accept the best offer of $17 on this. And this Vera Bradley wallet, you know, sometimes you get so mad at yourself when you clean out your death piles, right? So this was 99 cents at Goodwill. I remember being so excited because our Goodwills start the Vera Bradley wallets and purses at like $20. Like, I'm not even kidding. They're $20. So if you can find one at Goodwill that's been around long enough and not picked over, you know, that it's still sitting there the day they go 99 cents, it's always exciting because they start them at 20. So I would never be able to purchase these for resale unless I found them on 99 cent day. I probably bought this maybe a year ago. I don't know. I don't know. It has been a long time. And we've recently been going through a lot of our death piles and the I don't wanna piles that have been accumulating upstairs in our storage area that we call the serial killer room. And I found this wallet in a bag with a bunch of other stuff just kind of buried. And this and everything else in the bag were like, wow, how did I set this aside and forget about it? This is like I've been showing you with the pictures while I'm talking. It's just a wallet. It's not even a purse. It sold for $17. I took a best offer of $17, but I paid $1 for it, and it's been around forever. So I finally listed it last week. It sold within a week. It was that quick. This has been, you know, $17. It's been just sitting around. That probably would have sold within a week before, but that's okay. I'm not going to like dwell on the fact. That's why you guys, we go through our I don't want us in our death piles, and you should too. Every once in a while you go through them and you find that stuff just gets mixed up. If you have a lot of inventory, of death pile inventory or back inventory or the I don't want us, sometimes the good stuff does get buried, and it's good to just go through it once in a while and find out what's in there, because it could be something like this Vera Bradley wallet that sold for $17 within like 4 days of being listed. So That was a pretty exciting flip. I was very excited. I was surprised that it went on eBay before it went on Poshmark, but it sure did. This sweater's been around for a long time. This is some of our older inventory that we've been playing around with on eBay. I didn't want to put this one on auction and liquidate it. I thought the pictures were good, so I didn't pull it. I had started this around $38-40, so I decided to just drop it to $20 and see what happened. So I dropped it to $20, and within a week, what do you know? It sold. So that's another thing I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Just go through your stuff once in a while and look at your old stuff and see if maybe you need to drop the price a little bit if it's been around for a while, and see if it'll sell. This sold within a week of me dropping the price to $20. It's a cute sweater though, but I just think this brand's not that awesome anymore. This has been around for a long time too. There were two of these exactly the same, except this one had some damage. I'm going to click on it so I can show you. Some of the pieces appear to be missing. And this little Ziploc baggie, see it? Still closes and everything. But it was missing some pieces. Now the other one that we already sold, the Ziploc baggie, wouldn't close anymore. It was broken apart. You guys know how the plastic zip things will break apart. But it had all of its pieces. Anyway, the classic book of board games has 15 games and the pieces and the dice. We found them at the bins. That's how old they are because we haven't been there forever. And by weight, each book cost $1. The first one sold months ago for $15 for our full asking price plus shipping. Then this one sat around for so long that we decided to put free shipping on this one. They went media mail, but like I said, the first one went for $15 plus they paid the shipping, the media mail for £2, and then this one sat around for a while, so we just decided to put free shipping on it, and then we took a best offer of $12. But between the two of them, we made I want to say $19. So I mean, they had to sit, but again, you guys know I tell you all the time, some stuff is just long tail. But I was excited to finally get rid of the second one. It's less stuff we have to organize upstairs, right? And then you guys have heard, I'm sure, everyone says that certain restaurants, uniforms are a good thing to pick up. Starbucks definitely is one of them, like their aprons and their hats. Well, we found this McDonald's polo shirt for 99 cents at the Goodwill. It's been around for a couple months. It's a 2XL. It's got the official tag in there for McDonald's, as you can see. And it sold for $21.90. And it was first class, so even though it was a 2XL, it wasn't that heavy. So this was a good find. If you guys find McDonald's team shirts like this, or the Starbucks hats and aprons like I already mentioned, Burger King, Wendy's, for some reason there's just people like them. And I don't know if it's employees looking for uniforms that are more affordable on eBay than if you were to buy them through the company, or people who just have a thing for Starbucks and want a barista's apron. But they do sell, so if you guys find those, go ahead and pick them up. So the two things I wanted to reiterate real quick before I let y'all go that's important for you guys to hear me say to you is, number one, go back through your death piles and your I don't wanna piles and sort through them and see if you guys have any good stuff accidentally put in there or buried in there, like my Vera Bradley wallet. And then number two, go back through some of your older inventory that's been sitting around for a while. Don't give up on it. Just knock the price down. This was almost knocked in half and it sold right away. So that was just the two things I really wanted to share with you guys this week. That's working for us, and I want everyone to be successful. So if it worked for us, it could work for you guys. Go through your old stuff, see if you have anything good sitting around that you can get listed and get sold quickly to get that activity in your store, to get your cost of goods back, you know, your return on investment, to get some extra money in your pocket to go out and source some better items. And then look through your old stuff and just start dropping the prices on it. Some people just take their old stuff and just get rid of it. Why? I still got $20 for this. Anyone else that has that mentality of just get rid of it, it's old, would have taken the sweater and redonated it, or, you know, taken it to a consignment shop, or tried to have a yard sale with it, or given it away. But don't give up on them right away. You know, try lowering the price for a while first. I'm happy to have 20 bucks back on this. Even if you think that, let's say it hadn't been, but let's say it had been around for a full year. I paid $1 for it. 10 cents a month, roughly, is $1.20 for the listing fees. And then it was about $3.50 to ship. So minus the 15%, give or take, of fees on 20 bucks, that's $3. If it cost me $3.50 to ship, that's $6.50. And then my dollar it cost me was $7.50, and then to keep it listed for a full year, that's $8.60. So I still made $11.40 on this sweater instead of just giving up on it. So just food for thought, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments. How were your sales? Did you guys have anything exciting happen this week? Any good flips? Anything you want to share? If you have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever, everything goes down below. You guys know I do answer you guys. I love to hear from you. I love to see how everyone's doing. And I do like to help. So if you have questions, feel free. I will get back to you guys as soon as I possibly can. And do me a solid, if you would. Smash that like button before you leave. If you haven't already and you'd like to, please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.